Now, another issue not immediately clear in the current budget framework, growing the state's size. Since Governor Moore took office, Maryland has added nearly $250 million in state government jobs. The budget plan right now does not include a blanket hiring freeze, which Republican lawmakers argue would help cut back on spending. But Senate President Bill Ferguson says the vacancy reductions will be one of the largest cuts in the final budget. Joining me live now to discuss all of this news is Delegate Kathy Szeliga. Delegate, thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here with you in studio.
Absolutely. So do you think that these vacancy reductions will be enough to address the deficit, given the other cuts that we're seeing included and the tax increases in the framework?
So, we have to remember when government says a cut, it's not really a cut. It's a decrease in the increase. So what we have here is overspending by state government. You can look historically over the last 20 years, and the rate of increase of the state budget far exceeds the rate of increase of our population. So what does that mean? A larger and larger bill handed to each and every Maryland resident, because we're not growing our economy, we're not growing our population, yet spending continues to grow at double what it really can sustain.
Now, speaking of growing the economy, the 3% tax on IT and data services remains somewhat of a mystery when it comes to exactly what this tax will apply to. What's your understanding of what will be subject to this new tax?
It really is kind of a mystery, and they will tell us, I guess, tomorrow. We understand the budget will be in a reprint version that we can all really read. Tomorrow, I've been asking for that. I've been asking for the cuts. Show us a list of the cuts. Don't just talk about them, but we want to see exactly where you're cutting. Listen, you can't say you want to grow AI in Maryland, grow our budget, grow our economy through jobs, and then tax AI, the very industry that you're trying to get here. So that doesn't make sense. When Martin O'Malley was governor, they did a similar thing. They tried putting a tax on IT services. Was it Netflix? We all weren't sure what it was. And then they repealed it before it went into effect because they realized it's really a net negative. It won't really bring money to the state.
Well, so the Senate President was asked specifically about that when it comes to taxing this industry that the governor has really made a priority in terms of growing for the state's economy. He says that it won't have an impact on that. We'll have to wait and see, I guess, if that really bears out in the future. But is there any concern that this tax will actually impact Marylanders, residents, and their everyday budgets?
I think it will. Look, they are talking about the largest tax increase in the history of our state. And we all know it flows downhill. It's going to impact every single one of us. So are these subscriptions you need to keep your computer running? Are these Netflix subscriptions? Because technically Netflix is a data service. Is it YouTube TV? What exactly are they going to put a tax on? And then again, how are you going to get those industries to come when you're promising to tax them?
I want to ask you about the Trump administration. We know that the Democrat leadership continues to say that this is a result of what's happening in Washington. We also know that Maryland is at the largest risk of some of these cuts to the workforce. Do the cuts and do any of the decisions being made by the Trump administration concern you about the state's future and the budget?
Of course. I think about $20 billion of the budget comes from the federal government. So, of course, we're concerned. Look, I know people who have unfortunately lost their jobs. I think we all do because we have so many federal workers here, and we're concerned about that. When Governor Hogan left office, he had $4.2 billion in a reserve fund. That's what the reserve fund is for. Unfortunately, when Governor Moore came into office, he spent most of it. So, we were saving for a rainy day. It was sunny, and they spent that money. So, now they're grappling with these taxes. Look, when Martin O'Malley was governor, these are recycled ideas. The high earner tax, the digital or IT tax, both of them did not work. When Governor O'Malley and the legislature passed the high earners tax, the state actually lost $1.7 billion in revenue, and more than 30,000 people left our state. And when these, wealthier people leave our state, they take with them all their philanthropic donations to the zoo, the BSO, to schools, to libraries, to things that fortunately wealthy people do contribute to. So this isn't just another bad idea. And what we really need to see is to rein in spending, not just continue to spend more.
We'll have to see as this debate continues. We're expecting to see some of the debates and votes later this week. Delegate Szeliga, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm Mikenzie Frost. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Check out Fox Baltimore on all of our social media pages for more videos just like this.